Well, hello everyone, my name is Scott Luthold.
And I'm Heather Luthold.
And this is Rancho Redux.
Today we're going to show you La Casita, the unit that Scott and I will be living in once completed. Also how we've learned to master the tractor and the mower, maybe a few mishaps. And also the wildlife here has been amazing. We've seen snakes, we've seen baby hawks.
Yeah, bobcats. We think there might be a mountain lion that's roaming around the property at night. It's really amazing. We also take a drive up to the top of Mount Lemmon, which is a 9,100 foot elevation mountain that we can see right here from the ranch, and we visit the cute little town of Summerhaven. So let's get started.
Getting ready to go, making our way down to Tucson. We're going to be running the show over at Rancho de los Cerros. Heading to Tucson, actually Catalina. Gotta love my big rig. I will try to video the driveway where we have to cross the big washes. So needless to say, during monsoon season, yep, we might be stuck down at the ranch. Here's our driveway. We live back there. Entering into Catalina State Park. No vehicles beyond this point, except for our giant U-Hauls. Running start. I got stuck. I just got yelled at for slowing down too much while I was filming to get through the big wash. Note to self. Balls to the walls when we go through these. Kind of like this one. There, we did it. Safe and sound. Boys, he gave me the evil eye, but no worries. We did it. Home sweet home. Done.
We done it.
All right.
All right, so today we're going to be tearing out this kitchen. We've been authorized by the company to completely tear out this kitchen here. It's pretty gross. We've cleaned it up quite a bit already, but it's all rotten in here and lots of just gross feces. I'm probably gonna keep this stove even though it needs to be cleaned up. We're gonna get rid of this refrigerator. We actually had roof leaks, so we got this all torn out here and we're gonna be working on that. The 2 bedrooms, again, same problem. We had a roof leak here, so we tore all that out. We'll be doing some repair work up in there as well. Each bedroom has a sink, and then the bathroom here doesn't have a sink in it. So we're considering taking the sinks out of the bedrooms and putting a bathroom sink in on this wall, which on the other side of the wall is this linen cabinet. So we could possibly close this up, remove this closet, even though it's a good closet to have, and replace that with a sink on the other side. Because in this bedroom, which this is the master, again, we got a little bit of a problem up there, also has a sink in it. But this is the casita. We're gonna be living in this. It's a really cool space. Love the ceilings in here, check that out. This looks really beautiful. And then there's just some really wonderful stained glass windows and French doors, and then some saltile tile throughout. We'll be putting in some Berber carpet in here. This doorway here is pretty interesting. We'll probably cover this up either permanently or just put a drape in here because these double doors go right out here to the horse stables, horse stalls. As you can see here, it goes right into the barn. And there's a tack room here. There's another guest suite right here, and it just goes right into the horse stables. So we'll probably close this up, lock it up. We won't be using this door for anything. And there's Heather. So this here is going to be our suite. It's probably about 12 to 1,500 square feet. And it's the very first thing that we're working on in order to be able to get established living here on the property. What say you, Heather Jo?
I say, I like that. I'm glad that works. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's a pretty cool chandelier. I hope that stays. All right, well, there you go. Got the whole kitchen cabinet system out. Looks like we do have another little bit of a mold problem here. We'll have to take care of that and then clean it all up. You know, as people tend to do when they put in tile work, they go around the cabinets. So we're gonna see if the new cabinets fit in the same spot. If not, we'll probably fill this in and then put the cabinets on top. As I mentioned before, there's 2 sinks. There's a sink in each bedroom and there's no sink in the bathroom. So we're gonna put a sink in this closet here, close this up and put the sink on the other side so that there's a sink in this room here on this wall. And we're gonna tap into the sink in this bedroom where Heather's working. Dun. Taking these out, yep. So it should be there. Nice job, honey. Should be a pretty easy to tap into this water line and this drain system right here. Then run the lines over here and into the sink right here inside this wall.
Yes, you got it.
That's where we're throwing all the stuff. All right, well, as you can see, I got this entire linen closet completely knocked out. And we will close this door off. Hopefully we'll have enough room to put a little bit of shelving in here. And then in here, as I mentioned earlier, we're going to be opening this up and we're going to be putting a vanity inside the bathroom where it belongs.
This happened.
Done for the day.
The birds fly south as the light leaves your eyes. Hold
You get it?
on to your dream.
Way to go.
Oh, I know you wanna scream.
Heather Joe, you are a rock star. Show us your muscles.
Say you're born
Heather Joe.
flower on your
You can sit down if you get tired.
Some water in it. I don't want to set the wax on the floor.
Okay, yeah. I'll get the door.
to blossom.
You got it, babe. Why don't we just leave it right here?
Well, I was thinking, you know, we're both from the Midwest. What do you usually do with toilets? You put flowers in them.
And herb.
Hey, good place to get the bees to come to instead of to the pool.
Bee bath?
Call it the bee bath.
Pee the pee bath. Pee bath.
Bee the toilet.
Let's be gone with it.
Winter winds lightly touching your soft skin. There's gotta be a brighter day. A summer breeze, some silk and honey.
Okay, we got it cleaned out for the most part. Here's where we're gonna put the new carpeting. New kitchen. I think this is our countertops. And she wants to go with this with like brass fixtures, but I think we're gonna try to go with something a little bit more dark. It all should match the floor well. This one's too dark. But here's our kitchen. Cleaned up some of the mold. Our drywallers are coming in. Giant island right here. Bar stools, big TV right there. We're definitely keeping that cute thing. See? Need to clean it up some. Putting a sectional, maybe a little chair, the dining room. We'll have to repaint everything. You guys have an idea for a color? We were thinking like maybe a yellow, but now we're thinking maybe suede, just to kind of keep it neutral. Here's the guest bedroom for whoever comes to visit us. And look at how awesome the bathroom is now. I took the toilet out yesterday. It looks so much bigger. This is where the new vanity is gonna go, which was our closet, but we broke the closet in half because it makes sense to have a bathroom sink in the bathroom, not two sinks in the bedroom where there used to be sinks. But there we are. There's the tour. The grand tour. We ripped the old fluorescent lighting down, so we're putting can lights up in there too. And that's it.
All right. We decided to let Heather take the maiden voyage.
You can take my land back. I'll put on a tight jack. You sure you can handle?
Ooh, my aunties would be so proud of me with my tractor. We had to pull someone out of here again today. Well, I have to figure out how to keep the sand out of here. But every time it rains, yep, we have to start over.
We can take my lamb out. I'll put on a tight show. You sure you can handle? We be faster than Django.
Can't stop, won't stop. I can't stop, won't stop. I can't stop, won't stop. Can't stop.
Can't stop, won't stop. Can't stop, won't stop. Can't stop, won't stop. Can't stop. Okay.
Take you back. Why you so salty?
You sure you can handle? Okay. We can take my lamb back. I'll put on a tight show. You sure you can handle? We be faster than Django.
Can't stop, won't stop. I can't stop, won't stop. I can't stop, won't stop. Can't stop.
Can't stop, won't stop. Can't stop, won't stop. Can't stop, won't stop. Can't stop. Can't stop. Can't stop.
We are hauling stuff to the dumpster today and cleaning up this place. My goodness, girls, look what I lost a week ago and I just found it. My Lulu hair tie. So here I am standing at my door, just doing some stuff inside with my mask on. And I walked out to the dumpster to dump some stuff off. Came back and saw this guy coming. Look where he's heading. Don't you go under my porch. Yep. Go away. Well, you always have to keep your eyes peeled around here and wear boots because you just never know. It's going to clean up this pile of stuff here and Look at this little baby rattler. He's just sunning himself. He looks so fat. Let's see. He's probably only maybe 1.5 feet. Crazy, crazy. So just looking around here at the ranch, checking some sprinkler heads and stuff like that, and I came out by the fence here. Saw this guy. I think he's gonna come through here. Well, makes me think twice about sitting on a fence dangling my legs because he crawled in there. Ugh.
Heather spotted this hawk out here. It looks like it just brought down a kill. Looks like maybe it's trying to figure out how to get out of here with it. We see this stuff out here all the time. Last week, I was walking the property early in the morning and I saw a bobcat that had just killed a hawk. This is just out here on the front lawn. Just a gorgeous, magnificent creature. Huge. Mustering up the energy to fly off with whatever it is. Whatever it is, it's still alive. What the heck? Oh my God, it's not. It's a bird. Oh, it's a baby. Oh my goodness. I thought for sure it was a kill, but it's a baby. Oh my God. It's cleaning it. That's incredible. I wish I could zoom in further. Must have taken its first flight or something. I don't think it fell out of the tree.
So we just came back to the ranch to drop some things off, and I wanted to check on the baby hawk with the sprinkler system. Came down here and look at, there he is. Or she. I'm not going to bother it. Precious. It's pretty big. I don't know where Mama is, so I'm gonna just leave it alone.
So today we're out on the property doing some landscape work. So part of our phase one is to make our space livable, as I mentioned before, and also to, I guess, make the property more safe for people to be on it. And so we're out right now just trimming up all the trees. And I have to say, we absolutely love this kind of work. It's, we've had a lot of people come by. This road right out in front of us here, it's not a public road, it's more of a trail. And it's almost like a boulevard for horse riders. So all day long, there's groups of horse riders going by, and we've met a lot of really nice people from all over the country that are either staying at a hotel down the way here or They have a ranch. They live here full time, or they live here just for the winter and they bring their horses down. This couple we just met just a few minutes ago, they have a ranch up in South Dakota and they come down here for the winter and bring their horses. So that's a really fun part of this experience. But there is a lot of grounds here to cover, and we've got a lot of trees to trim up. That's our very first step in maintaining this property. And Heather figured out our irrigation system yesterday and went around and tested all of the irrigation. There's like 20 zones for watering here, and she went out around and made sure that all worked while I was doing demo work in the Casita. So that's where we're at today. So Heather's using her iPhone, which many people don't realize. When you take a picture of something, you go to the information on the photo, it will oftentimes tell you what kind of plant it is. And she's had some fun figuring out what we have on the property. What do we got so far that interests you?
This says it's a pear tree.
This one's pear? Is that the third pear tree we've got?
Yeah.
Okay. What else we have?
Cool. Well, we know pomegranate, pomelo, the mountain laurel, which kind of looks like the wisteria or the mountain lilac, I would call it.
Oh, the magnolia tree.
Magnolia.
We've got 4, I think, gigantic eucalyptus trees. They're huge. And so when the wind's blowing, it just sounds like the ocean. It's really cool.
Yes.
And there's probably some oaks, scrub oaks, things like that.
That beautiful willow. We don't know what kind of willow
there's a
it
willow,
is.
yeah.
But, and also these pine. I think it's some sort of a pine tree, but they all grow like this or like this.
They're crazy
so we
shape.
have to find out what type of pine tree those are.
That's that's when we saw the owl when we first camped on the property, and that one really cool pine.
Right.
We'll walk the property later and talk more about that. All right, so this is a mesquite tree, and what's growing out of this tree here is a growth called mistletoe. It's not the typical mistletoe that you're used to seeing at Christmas time. This is a disease that kills the tree over time. It's not something you can really stop, but I think we're just going to cut these off in order to help the tree kind of stay healthier. Nobody's been out here for a long time trimming these trees and so forth, and this is a really big mistletoe growth. And also I believe that by controlling the mistletoe as much as possible, we can keep it off the trees that are on the property. I have found some mistletoe in different spots around the property, so we're going to monitor that, and I'm going to do a little bit more research. I don't know a lot about what they do to the tree and how they impact the tree overall over time, but we'll figure that out over time. I'm just going to cut this entire growth off here. It's growing right out of the branch. There we go.
It's like a whole bunch.
Yeah, there's a lot of mistletoe there.
There's some on those trees. Well, we could hang that on the chandelier, I guess, and kiss underneath that thing. Wow, that's huge. If only that was a bunch of hanging bananas.
So I'm going to show you another example of mistletoe that's pretty much taken over or infiltrated a mesquite tree, and it's right here. As you can see, this tree has got a lot of bigger clumps all over it, and each of those clumps is mistletoe growth. I'm sure this tree will blossom to this season still. It's probably okay, but as you can see, it's taking a major toll on the tree, and eventually it'll probably kill the tree. So first of all, I love desert landscaping. In fact, I love doing landscaping. I feel like I could have been a landscape architect in my life. I feel like I could have done a lot of things in relationship to my creative skills. I chose to be a branding expert and developed brands, as most of you know. I'm out here landscaping this property. First of all, we're just trimming things up. So we're doing some maintenance. And I do love doing this kind of work. I love getting my hands dirty. I love sitting under the trees, and the wind's blowing here and you can hear it in the leaves. It's just wonderful in the shade. I think that's going to be really great this summer. But one of the things about desert landscaping that I do not like, and that is that everything that grows in the desert and lives in the desert wants you to leave it alone. And that goes for everything. Trees, bushes, snakes, bugs, critters. Pretty much everything is asking you to leave it alone. And so when it comes to landscaping and you're trimming up trees, you've got to deal with things like this. So this here I'm trimming here is a mesquite branch, and as you can see, pretty much everywhere on this thing are gigantic thorns, and that goes for flowers, it goes for trees and tree branches, and it's not a fun experience really to deal with this stuff, although I do love, like I said, I love what I'm doing. But, you know, gotta be careful, constantly careful. You know, when we get this place ready for people to stay, it will be a wonderful environment, and it will be as safe as it possibly can be. It'll be very clean and cleaned up and organized and manicured and all of that. And we're just getting started after this property being vacant for a long, long time. There were some landscapers out here, and they seems to be a fairly decent job. But Heather and I, of course, living here and caring for the property, not just doing our job, but caring for the property. We're investing ourselves into each tree and making sure we're reading about the trees and seeing how, you know, what's necessary to take good care of it. And we're going to follow those rules for keeping, you know, these trees healthy and doing what we can. And so now we're just out here cleaning it all up so that it looks nice. And, you know, then we'll mow, we'll make sure all the irrigation system's working, and we'll get things blossoming and blooming because it is springtime, and now's the time for all of these things. All these mesquite trees have no leaves on them right now. And this month, the month of April, is the month that they will all start sprouting little leaves. And we want to make sure that they have the best opportunity this year, now that we're here to be the caretakers. So it's really exciting. And we're out here, and I'm just enjoying this wonderful breeze and just blue sky and peace and quiet and all the different birds and rabbits and squirrels and bobcats and all of the different things that we've experienced out here. Owls. Every night we hear owls. It's wonderful. Just a wonderful, wonderful place. And I can't wait to introduce it to people and all of you. And, you know, there'll be opportunities for all of you to come out here and stay with us here and really experience just such a marvel and just beautiful, incredible jewel of not just Tucson and not just Arizona, but of the entire Southwest, if not all of the United States. It's just a really wonderful piece of property that is just an oasis, a true oasis in the desert.
Ah, perfect.
Raking in the dough. You know, this is a lot of hard work. We got 10 acres of landscaping to do, and we have about 8,000 square feet of roof cover, interior and exterior work to do. There's a lot to be done here. It's a major project, and as Heather has said before, it's like, how do you eat an elephant one bite at a time? But we've come to the conclusion that this is actually a whole herd of elephants.
Exactly.
Right? You know, we like this kind of work, so it's pretty good. But you know, I would say that I spent about 30 years sitting behind a computer screen, and I got pretty fed up with it over the years. And so being out here doing this kind of work is actually pretty refreshing. I love nature. I love being out in nature, and Heather likes to be out here as well, and we like to be able to do things together. But, you know, it is a lot of work, and the way we're looking at this business, so Resort Style has about 20 properties like this, and they do very well. They all make quite a bit of money, and right now the company is investing some of that money that they make from other properties into us and into this property. And so the way Heather and I are looking at it, and I think the way the company's probably looking at it too, is that this property is a startup. And as most of you know, I've worked for a number of startup companies before. So there's a whole different mentality that goes along with startup companies, especially if you're a self-employed professional starting up a company. You're going to be wearing every single hat. And that's kind of what we're doing out here. But the way we see it as a startup company, as this property starts to make revenue, as we get different units available to rent and those start renting out, and this company starts generating some money from this property, they'll roll that money back into investing more into this property. Now, that's not to say that the company might not invest some money into it, you know, some large sum of money at some point regardless, but as this property starts to make revenue and we start rolling some of that money back into the company or into this property, which I'm considering sort of, like I said, to be its own startup company, we will be able to hire people to do some of the things that we're doing now. Right now, Heather and I are doing pretty much everything, although as project managers, we are bringing in subcontractors for certain kinds of things. But when it comes to demo work and when it comes to certain installs and it comes to maintenance and it comes to negotiating deals and all those kinds of things, we're handling all of that as project managers. But as we start to generate revenue, maybe we'll start to bring in teams of people to help us do certain things, landscaping, maintenance, you name it. And at that point, we do truly become property managers, or even more or less managers of something like an inn if we decide to go that route as a company, which again, as I mentioned last episode, is yet to be determined. But we'll get to the point where we have the help that we need to get things done. We have people come out here. Heather's dad came out here yesterday and checked things out. He's a retired general contractor and inspector, and so he walked the property with us and pointed out a number of things and asked us questions and gave us some really great pointers. But he, like everybody else that we know that maybe has been watching us on social media or has come out here to visit, they all kind of raise their eyebrows and say, wow, this is a lot of work. So the way Heather and I are looking at it, the way what we shared with you last episode, is that we've laid out for the company milestones to get things done. And the milestones that we've laid out are intended to be accomplished within the first 6 months. So the way Heather and I are looking at things is we're looking at this whole project in 6-month increments. At the end of the 6 months, assuming we achieved our goals and we championed this project and the company's very proud of us for what we did, we will look at the next 6 months. We'll assess with the company what we did, what we need to do, and where we're going to go from there. And our positions may evolve at that point. But for the most part right now, though, we're doing everything that everybody else would be doing, that we'd bring on as a team. And we're just getting as much done as we possibly can, which I think we're achieving quite a bit. Our phase 1 deliverables have to do with getting our own space livable, as we've been showing you throughout this episode, getting the landscaping under control and the irrigation systems, and trying to mitigate liability by fixing things that might fall down or stopping things from becoming worse than they already are. So let's say we see a porch roof caving in, we've got to do something to stop that from happening. Whether we fix it and make it new again is not really the focus in phase 1. It's just to get things to a place where they're not going to get worse, and then start improving the things that we have as our primary focus for phase 1. So that's pretty much how we're looking at this entire job. You have anything to add to that? No. That's Heather. A little word from our sponsor. All right, so anyway, what are we doing out here, honey? We are raking in the dough. Let's go dump a load.
Do we think this will work? Way too fast! You're going way too fast! Holy cannoli. I feel like we're going like Mach 90. We're probably going 2 miles an hour. All good. There's my driver right there.
Teamwork.
This is a leg workout. Whoa, slow down. Oh my God! Oh my I'm good. He's trying to kill me. I mean, holy shoot. He's going like 45 miles an hour.
So unfortunately we have to pile everything up right here because our 20-yard dumpster got full and the company that's providing it to us, their truck broke down, so they got a little behind schedule. They're not going to be able to get another one out here for another couple of days. So unfortunately we have to load it, unload it, and then reload it. But we're not keeping any of this on site. We're not burning it. We're actually filling up dumpsters and getting rid of it. So we've got this orange tree here. These oranges are a little bit rough looking. As you can see, they're pretty hard and lumpy. It's just because they need some love. I don't think they're just a decorative orange. They do have decorative orange trees in Phoenix. I got no idea why, but they do. I don't know if this is a decorative orange tree or not, but it seems to be producing. Got a lot of oranges on it. Just not so certain that they're gonna taste that good. They're probably not all that juicy. But it's right up here behind the hacienda. That's the master bedroom right there. Beautiful, huh? It's right out in front of what we're calling the Mission. This is just a beautiful adobe style structure. I believe that these adobe bricks might have been made right here on site. Heather and I found a spot that looked like an adobe brick making station, but I'm not entirely sure. We have to ask the original owners. Boy, they sure smell good though.
Yeah, but then look at this.
Wow.
It's like the size of a cutie.
And it doesn't have much color.
No. But let's taste it.
Let's try it.
Just tasting. We're going to try it together, just like we tried the berries on our trip in Montana. Together.
Yeah. When you almost killed me, you mean?
Yeah.
Poisoned me to death? Here we go. Cheers. Dunk. Oh my God.
Look at that.
Oh.
I think it could be good. I think it's a cross between a lemon and an orange.
Oh my God, that's like a lemon. We can make
Lemonade.
Or Arnold Palmer's Sun Tea.
They make you gleek. You see it? She's a little tart. Since we've turned our irrigation on, we've noticed that this cool little, I don't know, I guess you could call it a coffin or planter box or whatever. It gets watered from both directions. So I bought some cilantro and rosemary. So I'm going to plant some stuff in here and then eventually some flowers and maybe some little mini lime trees or something for our margaritas. It's crazy how much garbage is in here though. Like, let's see, what is this? Wasp spray. So I'm just gonna do it on one little corner here just to see what happens. Fill it up. Looks like good dirt. So it's quite amazing. I find how you see just a little tiny bit of seeds in the bottom and how they are so plentiful when they grow. We'll see how these work. I'm sure there's a science to it and I probably don't do it right, but I did not know that cilantro seeds looked like this. They're almost like a little mustard seed. Over there in that little dust devil is our lawnmower. He's doing pretty good. Didn't take anything out yet. No trees, no posts, no walls, no vehicles. Good job, good job. We actually do have water out here, so eventually we might turn it on, or we may just make desert landscaping because it's the desert. Look how good he's doing. Probably mastered the mower now after those pretty freaky starts this morning. He's doing really, really well. Plus, it sure beats using the push mower. Awesome job, Pete. Gonna mow the putting green over there. So we finally turned the waterfalls on for the first time because we have some bee issues and some pack rat issues. So funny, we just turned it on, and as the water started coming out, mice came crawling out and the mice came down the water slide. Hilarious. We're still waiting for the top piece right here to prime, I think, for the water to start coming down. But then we'll be jumping in this 10-foot deep, beautiful 60,000-ish gallon pool pretty soon.
So Heather and I decided to take a drive up to the top of Mount Lemmon. And if you're not familiar, it's a mountain that's on top of the Catalina range. We can see the Catalinas from the ranch, and the sun sets reflecting against those mountains every night. And I've been up here, it's been a long time. I decided I want to bring Heather up here. We're up over 8,000 feet in elevation. And you can see out here, I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but the entire city of Tucson is out there. We are up in the pine trees. We're at an elevation that's very similar to Songbird Cabin. Our cabin's at 8,600 feet, and we're at right around that, maybe a little less than that right here. For those of you that aren't familiar with Mount Lemmon, there's a ski resort here, and it's the furthest south ski resort in the United States. There's actually still snow up here. We drove through here, and there's drifting snow still on the sides of the road. So they must have had a pretty good ski season this year. There's a cute little town up here called Summer Haven, and that's just below the ski resort, Mount Lemmon. And they've got a number of runs here. It's not a wimpy little ski resort. It's pretty decent. It's a cool place to come in the winter time and in the summertime to do some camping. And we intend to come up here to get out of the summer hot weather this summer. We'll probably come up here and do a little bit of camping and do a little bit of hiking when we hit the weekends. It's really pretty incredible that you can ski up here in the winter and then drive back down into Tucson and be swimming in your backyard in the same day. Pretty incredible. And that is a very diverse lifestyle indeed. Well, all right, everybody. I think that's it for this episode of Rancho Redux.
We hope you enjoyed spending time with Scott and I out here at the ranch, and we look forward to showing you more episodes. Subscribe. Yeah, I saw that bug. Okay, wait. No.
Arr.
Let me see. Bug.
Fly. Well, all right, everybody. I think that's it for this episode of Rancho Redux.
We hope you enjoyed spending time with us out here.
Well, all right, everybody. Now there's an airplane going really slow. I got to try to edit that out of the back.
Or we just sit here for an hour
Yeah, let's just sit here.
until the helicopter comes, and then the guns start shooting, and then the horses go by because it's Friday.
All right, let's give it a try. Well, all right, everybody. I think that's it for this episode of Rancho Redux.
We hope you enjoyed spending time with Scott and I out here at the ranch. We look forward to showing you more coming.
Freaking fly. It's buzzing in my ear. Well, all right, everybody. I think that's it for this episode of Rancho Redux.
We hope you enjoyed spending time with Scott and I here at the ranch, and we have so much more to show you. Follow along.
That's
Subscribe.
right.
Sorry.
Well, all right, everybody. I think that's it for this episode of Rancho Redux.
We hope you enjoyed spending time with Scott and I here at the ranch. We have so much more to show you, so subscribe.
Yep, be sure to subscribe. We'll talk to you soon. Take care. Who put that there? All right, one more time.
That's to kill the snakes.
Well, all right, everybody. I think that's it for this episode of Rancho Redux.
We hope you enjoyed spending time with us here at the ranch. We have more to show.
We have more to shit.
Shit show.
It's a shit show. Well, all right.
Wait, I'm not ready.
Yeah, it's like they do in the movies.
Yeah.
Well, all right, everybody. I think that's it for this episode of Rancho Redux.
We hope you enjoyed spending time with Scott and I here at the ranch. We have so much more to show you, so subscribe.
Yep, be sure to subscribe. We'll talk to you soon. Take care. What do I say? I don't say subscribe.
I don't know. I feel like saying so subscribe just sounds funny, but
Be sure to
I
subscribe
like to
and
follow along.
be sure to subscribe and click the notification.
Well, that's you.
Well, then don't you say the subscribe part.
And then I just say,
Yep, be sure to subscribe and click that notification bell to be notified when videos go live.
you didn't do all that on the last one.
No, I didn't.
You don't have to do that on this one.
Well, all right, everybody. I think that's it for this episode of Rancho Redux.
We hope you enjoyed spending time with Scott and I here at the ranch. Please follow us along. We have so much more to share.
That's right. Be sure to subscribe, and we'll talk to you soon. Take care. Be sure to subscribe.
Yeah, but that was good though.
Well, all right, everybody. I think that's it for this episode of Rancho Redux.
We hope you enjoyed spending time with Scott and I here at the ranch. We have so much more to share, so follow along.
That's right. Be sure to subscribe, and we'll talk to you soon. Take care.
Yeah. That'll do.